Now, ITX gaming PCs are a passion of mine. I love being able to transport a gaming PC almost as easily as a gaming laptop. For our last PC build, we did an absolutely tiny 4070 PC using the S300 ITX case. But today, we're going to use its slightly bigger brother, the S400, so that we can make a 4K gaming monster using a 4080 Super. Now, I wanted to use all easily obtainable components to make this PC very easy to get hold of, and we will put the links to all the products in the description down below in case you want to create a PC very similar to this one. Plus, anything you do buy from our links helps support the channel so we can continue making videos just like this. So to start, let's look at this case. The S400 is a well-priced, compact ITX case. It's easily available from Amazon in the UK for about £90, yet despite its price, feels pretty solid. It's incredibly easy to work in and has great airflow. Plus, the amazing carry handle at the top does make it very easy to cart around. Now, the only downside with this case is it does come with a Gen 3 riser cable, although even with a 4080 Super in here, I found there's very little impact on performance, as you'll see later on in the video. Now, you could also switch that up for a Gen 4 as well if you wish, but I'm going to just leave this Gen 3 in here. Now, this S400 case is only 10.8 litres in size, yet you can fit in a 3-slot graphics card at up to 335mm. So even a powerful 4080 Super will fit in this case. Now, the CPU cooling is only air-cooled, but we do get more space than we do on the S300 model of up to 65mm in height. There's also room at the top of this case for two 120mm slim fans to exhaust the hot air out of this case. Now, we've used two white Corsair AF120 fans to keep with the colour of this case, yet these fans move an impressive amount of air and pretty quietly. For the motherboard and the CPU for this build, we've decided to go for AMD. We've chosen the AMD Ryzen 7800X3D processor, which is not only one of the fastest gaming CPUs, it pairs well with that 4080 Super, but it's also very efficient, meaning it can be easily air-cooled in even a compact case like this. Now, for the motherboard, we've used the Asus ROG B650E-I. It's quite a pricey ITX motherboard, but it has all the features and ports you need. I've had no build or stability issues with this motherboard. With regards to the CPU cooling, we use the AXP90X47 all-copper thermalright cooler. This is a very compact heatsink with great cooling, and being so compact means you don't need to worry about what RAM you're using or how stacked your motherboard VRM heatsinks are. We did change the fan though, and although the thermalright fan looks great, it had a little bit of a whine, so we've decided to swap it for the classic Noctua Black, as noise is a priority for this build, as I want to have this PC right next to me on the desk. We also need to add in the SSD whilst we've got the motherboard easily accessible, and we've got the Western Digital SN850X 2TB. Now, this will provide plenty of space for the OS and games whilst giving us blistering speed. And for the RAM, we used 32GB of Fury 6000 DDR5 RAM, and I've been using the Fury chips for quite a while now. I absolutely love the look of these RAMs, especially the RGB, and I've never had any stability issues with these chips. With the motherboard all ready to go, it's time to carefully slide it into this S400 case, making sure that the riser cable is above the board as we slide it home. We then screw down the 4 screws to hold this board into place and then plug in the PCI Express riser cable. And now is also a good time to plug in the fan cables, the front panel connector and the front USB port connectors. So we're now nearly there. We just need to install the PSU into this case, and for that we've chosen the Corsair SF850L. Now, the SF850L will have ample power for this build, and it also includes the 12 VHP WR connector for this 4080 Super. And I much prefer this solution over the messy adapter that you get with a graphics card of 3 8-pins to the 12 VHP WR adapter. And this is especially important when you've got a tight ITX build. Installing this PSU is very straightforward. We screw on the PSU plate from the S400 onto the SF850L. We attach in the power cable and make sure you turn on that power switch. Then we slide it in place into the case and just hold it down with the 2 screws. We then just got to plug in the 8-pin power connector and the 24 power connector to the motherboard and tidy up our cables. Now, last of all is installing the star of the show, the 4080 Super. And for this build, we've used the Asus ProArt 4080 Super. This is one of the most compact 4080s on the market, yet it still performs incredible with gaming with great thermals and acoustics. As this case offers a 3-slot up to 335mm graphics card slot, we could have got a larger card. But having a compact 4080 Super in this case has made it very easy to cable manage and provides great airflow. And voila, here is our mobile 4K gaming powerhouse, built in no time. So let's just get the panels back onto this case and start doing some gaming. Now, starting with the finals at 4K epic settings is absolutely no problem for this system. FPS is usually sitting at about 160, so more than enough for my 4K 144Hz monitor can handle. And despite being an air-cooled compact case, the temperatures are more than fine thanks to the sufficient 7800 X3D processor. Same goes for Apex, with 4K max settings. Sitting at my monitors at 144Hz throughout the entire time, we actually had power left over to spare. So then we moved over to Battlefield 2042, which is a bit more demanding, and it did still handle 4K Ultra settings, but at about 100 frames per second or just over. And despite drawing over 300 watts of power on that graphics card, the 4080 Super still only hit a maximum of 70 degrees centigrade. And this tiny ITX computer makes hardly any noise at all. When gaming on heavy load, it was only hitting about 35 decibels, so even with it right beside me on the desk, it's almost unnoticeable. And after using gaming laptops for so many years, this is something that I really appreciate. So there we go, our 4K ITX powerhouse. This thing is very easy to transport, so you can set up and game anywhere very quickly. It is a great looking system, easy to build in for an ITX system, and it has incredible power despite not being particularly hot or loud. And I've been really impressed with this pretty much budget case. So yes, 4080 Supers are quite an expensive card, but if you are looking for 4K gaming, it is an absolute stellar choice, and I've really enjoyed my time using this. Especially I've been using laptops for years where you'd never be able to play proper 4K gaming like you can on a desktop machine. Now, as I mentioned, the links for all of the parts in this build are in the description down below. And as always, if you've got any questions on this PC or any other ITX builds, pop them in the comment section down below and I will get back to you. And lastly, thanks for watching.